In this video, I'm going to be looking at 5 practices that cause Jamaican businesses to fail. Hi guys, welcome back to the Jamaican Experience with Yaz, where I bring you a Jamaican experience that transcends sand, sea, and centimeter. If you're new here, welcome. This channel is about all things Jamaican. So if you like the video, leave us a thumbs up, share, and subscribe for more great content like this. We upload videos every week, so also tap that notification bell right there so you're updated every time we upload a new video. Also, if you like the video, type yes in the comments below so I know, what type of content to create for you, what type of content resonates best with you, and just generally what to create more of. Also, you can follow me on Instagram at Yazzle. So as mentioned before, in this video, we're going to be looking at 5 practices that Jamaican businesses commonly engage in or don't do at all that results in failure. And failure doesn't always mean that the company is dissolved immediately. Sometimes it drags on for a period of time until someone says, you know what, this is not working, and we just have to fold this up. I'm going to do it in a sort of countdown format because number 1, when I get to number 1, I really want to key on number 1. And I'm going to say that more often than not, number 1 is the main reason Jamaican businesses are vulnerable. Almost all our businesses in Jamaica are vulnerable because of number 1. So stay tuned, stick around for that. The first practice that causes Jamaican businesses to fail is failure to have or to create a business plan. Now I know this topic of creating a business plan is somewhat controversial because there are many successful businesses who said they wasted time creating their business plan, or they spent so much money creating a business plan, or the business plan wasn't important. However, there are elements of the business plan that are key that you need to know before you go into business, or even as you start the business, because sometimes you get into business, you didn't do it, but you've already started, you still have time to do it. You still need to do it. If you've been in business for 5 years, it hasn't been profitable, you're not growing, you're still having problems, you still need to do that business plan, and you're going to find out why. So there are some key elements to the business plan. You can't be successful without having these elements in place, and it's always best to do that first. So what are these elements that are key from the business plan? So even if you don't want to go through doing a whole business plan, what are these elements that are key from the business plan? A feasibility study. A feasibility study. It goes without saying that if you're entering into a business, you need to know how feasible this business is, right? The location you're going to put this business in. Who are your target audience, right? Can this business work in this area? Not just if it's a good idea, because sometimes you have a fantastic idea, but where you want to have the business, it's not necessarily the best place, the best location. Maybe your target audience are not in that location. Maybe you can't reach them from that location. So you need to do a feasibility study. You also need to factor in the cost of doing the business, running the operation, financing. Who are your competitors? Those are all parts of, of doing your feasibility study. Who are your competitors? What are they doing? How can you distinguish yourself from your competitors? Create a niche. All of these elements of the business plan is key before you enter into the business, or at least as you have started. If you've already started, you need to get these things in place, because you may find out that, hold on, I've been targeting the wrong people, right? And that is important for the next element of the business plan, which is the marketing plan. And your marketing plan is a key element of your business plan. In fact, everyone who tells you that you probably don't need a business plan tells you that you need a marketing plan. Failure to have a marketing plan is a significant reason Jamaican businesses fail. Marketing is what gets your clients through the door, not sales. Marketing is what gets your clients through the door. Marketing is what gets someone to pick up the phone. Marketing is what gets someone interested in your business. You present your business to them by marketing. And sales, no, you close the deal. So you market to help your sales team to close the deal. You market to close the sale, right? So marketing is presenting your business to your client. You need to have a strategy, or businesses need to have a strategy as to how they're going to market. How are you going to present your business to your clients, right? What do you want your clients to see? What's the call to action? How are you going to bring them in, right? And then now you're going to close the deal. So many Jamaican companies, many don't have a marketing plan. They don't even know what marketing is. They think that marketing is just running an ad in the paper. Or who is it targeting? Who is your target audience? Is it everybody you want to buy from you? They don't even have a niche. All of these things are things you have to factor in when you are doing a business. And these things are significant to the success of your business. It helps you also to determine your organizational structure. Are you going to need to hire people to do certain things? Who are you going to need to hire to do certain things? You know, all of these elements are part of your business plan, and you need to know these things before you enter into the business. What is it going to cost to do these things? You're going to need security. Every business in Jamaica has to factor in security. Do you need a physical location, or can you operate online? Because oftentimes, especially now, you'll find that sometimes you don't really need a physical location to operate your business. You can go virtual, because everybody's going virtual now, and consumers are appreciating more and more the accessibility and convenience, accessibility, limited effort to get the products that they need or want. So online stores, it doesn't work for all businesses, but you'll find that sometimes the business that you're entering into, you can run it online, cut costs, cut overhead costs, probably cut on staff, certainly on security, all of that. Another thing that element of the business plan is also, how do you want to present your company in terms of if it's a physical location or even an online location. Branding, how do you want your business to present? The type of organization will determine how your business presents. If it's a physical location, how do you want people to feel when they come in? What do you want them to associate with your brand? Same thing goes for online. How do you want them to feel when they click on your website? What do you want them to see? What do you want them to feel? So everything that you post on your website, on your pages, anything associated with your brand needs to be in line with that message that you want to convey to your clients. And so the first thing, do a business plan, or at the very least, do a feasibility study and a marketing plan. That will help you a lot. Another practice that causes Jamaican businesses to fail is poor management. Now, this is not unique to Jamaica, of course, but this is significant, and it's very common here in Jamaica. I'm not sure why, but there's a culture here to approach management as if, oh, I'm the boss and I'm in charge and I can do this and I can do that. Management is not approached from the perspective that I'm in charge, and because I'm in charge, the bulk of the responsibility is on me. It is my job to ensure that my team perform. It is my job to ensure that my team is up to speed. I am not the boss. I am the boss. And so because I am the boss, right, I need to ensure that I serve my team. And how do I serve my team? I train them. I get them up to speed. I support them. You know, especially if you're managing a sales team, that's one of the roughest things, right? Because it's hard out there, you know, for salespeople. I've been in sales in excess of 10 years. I also train salespeople. I'm a sales and customer service coach, so I know what that's like. So I've managed sales teams. Having done all of that, I can tell you, being out there, I've been out there on the streets. I've been out there. I know what it's like. You want a support system. Management should be a support system for staff. Like, I really like to use a chess analogy. In chess, you know, the king is the most powerful piece. If the king dies, the game ends. However, the king can only move one space at a time. So if whilst the queen, she can move all over the board, the pawn, even the weakest piece, at some point can move 2 spaces at the beginning of the game. Now factor that in for 1 second and think about that in the scheme of leadership, right? The leader is as strong as his team. In chess, the king is only as strong as all the other pieces on the board. If the other pieces fall, the king falls. If the other pieces are weak, the king's weak. And that is the perfect analogy for leadership. You, as the leader, you are only as strong as your team. You're only as strong as the weakest link on your team. You're only as strong as the person with the most vulnerable position on your team. The man that you send out there on the street to drive your trucks, that's bad driving people on the road, that's disrespecting people on the road, with your branding in your uniform, that reflects poorly on your organization. Treat them well. Treat them the best, very well, because they represent your brand and they can do significant damage to your brand and your reputation. They provide the service to their clients. They're the touch point. They're the face of your company. How are you going to disrespect these people? How are you not going to treat these people well? And that's just one element of poor management. There's also poor management of documentation, filing, and you know, overall. So poor management is a significant problem in our companies here in Jamaica. And the third practice that caused many Jamaican businesses to fail is poor financial management, or as we say here in Jamaica, them nyam out the money. So what we mean by that, they, you know, oftentimes business owners think that the money that the business earn belongs to them. And, you know, if you're a sole trader, technically it does. But you have to treat the business, even if you're a sole trader, as an independent entity separate from you. You have to pay yourself a salary. You cannot nyam out the money. You cannot be free with the income of the business. Treat the business as an entity, an individual separate from you. So bills have to be paid, staff have to be paid, stock has to be bought, you know, all kind of miscellaneous things, right? That's just part and parcel of running or operating a business. So if you treat the money, the income that you make, as your own personal money, so you've bought something for $50,000, you've earned, let's say for example, another $40,000 on that, so you now have $90,000. That $90,000 is not for you. That $90,000, best case scenario, is to be pumped back into the business to generate more income to grow your business. That's the best case scenario. However, let's say you've invested your time in the business and you don't have another job. You need to pay yourself a salary. And your salary has to be according to what the business can afford, despite the fact that you're killing out yourself and you're doing all the work and you're doing so much work. The business still need to be able to afford to pay you, or you're going to go out of business. Also, you have to think about your staff. The reality is sometimes you have to go without pay. You have to sacrifice yourself for your business so that it can survive and go on and on and on. So poor financial management, or in other words, nyamming out the money, is a big problem here in Jamaica, because the business is treated, the income that comes into the business is treated as the owner's money, and there's not proper recording of the financing and what goes to what and what goes where and what goes to what. And so fix that, and again, you've solved a lot of your problems. Fourth practice that caused Jamaican businesses to fail: lack of consistency. Lack of consistency with staff, lack of consistency with service, lack of consistency with products. And this is a really big one for many companies here, especially restaurants. The food cannot stay consistent. Listen, even when everything is falling apart, keep your service, the service you provide, the product you provide. In the case of restaurants, the food that you serve, keep it consistent. You know, there's a particular place here in Jamaica. I love Cafe Blue coffee. And I know that regardless of where I am in the country, if I call Cafe Blue and say, I want a Blue Mountain coffee, the Blue Mountain coffee will taste the same in Kingston, it will taste the same in Montego Bay, it will taste the same in whatever location they have, because the formula that they use is the same. And that's what we mean by consistency. Consistency, you have to have consistency in your business. You have to create standards that people can depend on. Standards make you reliable, standards make you credible, standards make you dependable. You have to have that in your business, whatever the type of business that you have. You can't decide that today I'm going to use salt, tomorrow I'm not. Today I'm going to have gravy, tomorrow I'm not going to have gravy. It's better if you say, listen, we're not going to serve the dish at all because we don't have all the things, because it's going to reflect poorly on your brand. All you need is one negative review and you are ruined. You have to have consistency, and failure to have that will result in failure, in eventual failure of your business. Number 5, poor customer service, or bad customer service, or in some cases lack of customer service. That's a huge problem here in Jamaica. And if you ask me, almost every single business in Jamaica, almost is vulnerable because of poor customer service, or in some cases no service at all, no customer service at all. Understand this, there is a difference between service and customer service. Service is what your customer expects, is what you provide. So if you make coffee, your customer expects coffee. That is the service you provide. So I give you $2 and you give me my coffee. That is the service. Customer service has to do with how your customer feels when they buy the coffee, how you treat your customers, the experience that your customer has, right? And a whole host of other things. So you have to think, how do I want my customers to feel when they engage with my company, with my brand? Almost every business in Jamaica has terrible customer service. Almost every. There's a handful, and honestly at this moment I can only think about one, and in the last year it has, I don't know what has happened with their training, but within the last year I was saying, boy, these new people, them not going good at all. So I can't think of one company right now that I know that has immaculate customer service. And of course, you're not going to be perfect. There will be some mishaps here and there. But understand this, a customer with a negative experience is likely to go on their phone, share the experience online, share it with their friends, share it with their family. They want the world to know that they've had a negative experience. In fact, the number one reason that a customer will switch to another brand, to your competitor, is because of poor service. The number one reason. It takes 12 positive experiences to a brand, to a person even, to fix one negative experience. Imagine that for a second. 12 subsequent positive experiences to correct one negative experience. Most people are just going to move on to the competitor. Most people are just going to leave and look for a better option. The only thing that saves Jamaican companies from that happening is the lack of competition. A lack of competition is all there is saving many businesses that you see out there. So the minute that someone else comes in and says, I'm going to provide consistent service, I'm going to provide good service, they're gone. The studies have shown that customers are willing to even compromise on even consistency of product. They're willing to see with a lot of mishaps, right? Or a lot of errors that the company makes just because of great service. People will always want to come back for good service. Like, your product has to deteriorate, has to be so bad for your customer not to come back if you have great service. And that's the thing that Jamaican companies still have not caught up to yet. Despite all the research, despite all the statistics, despite all the training out there, they still don't understand the priority that needs to be placed on the way they treat their customers, customer experience. And believe me, without going too much into detail on that, it ties hand in hand to staff experience as well. The way you treat your staff is how your staff is going to treat customers. So if you don't treat your staff well, if you don't provide well for your staff, if your staff feels unappreciated, if your staff does not feel appreciated in your company, that's going to translate to how they treat, how they deal with your customers. So you know, it all intertwines, right? So this I can say, hands down, without a doubt, from experience. Fix your customer service. Fix the way you treat your customers. Fix the way you deal with your people. Fix your customer experience, and you have won. You have solved almost all of your problems. That's all I have for you. Those are the 5 main things that are killing Jamaican businesses. It makes them extremely vulnerable. What are the key elements of your business plan, feasibility study, marketing plan, management structure, branding, how you present your brand to your clients? The next thing is poor management, having people who are either not equipped to manage or does not have the requisite skills to manage. All of that is killing your business. Poor financial management, or as we say, namming out the money, that's another thing that will for sure kill your business. The next thing is lack of consistency, for sure is very bad for any business wherever you are in the world, because the one thing that your customers should be able to depend on is your product, is consistency. And finally, last but the most important, if you ask me, is poor customer service or lack of customer service. Failure to provide a good customer experience will kill your business. So fix these 5 things in your business and you win. And as I said before, I'm a sales and customer service trainer and coach. So if you'd like some help with that for yourself or for your business, you can reach out to me at thejamaicanexperiencewithyaz@gmail.com, or you can DM me on Instagram. I think that's one of the fastest ways. Or you can send me an email at my company email address, which I'll link in the description box below. That's it, guys. That's all I have for you today. I hope this was informative. I hope you have gotten some action steps and you can start implementing now. And certainly if you're planning to go into business this year, these are things that you need to consider carefully before you start your business. So if you like the video, guys, type yes in the comments below. It's really, really important that if you like the video, you leave a thumbs up. And also leave yes in the comments so I know what type of content to create more of, what type of content is valuable for you. Also, if you like the video, share and subscribe for more great content like this. We upload videos every week, so hit that notification bell right there and you will never miss a video when we upload. Thank you for watching, and remember, Jamaica is not just a place, it's an experience.